Hey guys, Majulip here, and welcome to episode 4.5, and today I'm going to be going over some more information about if statements that I forgot to cover in our original Java number 4. So, when we make an if statement, right, we can say if, like true, right, and then we have a statement, right, and I'm going to say system that out, that print line, we're going to say hey, right, and this will execute because true, file, save, it's going to execute because true is true, right? That's just given, you know that, right? We covered that in number 4. Now, what if I wanted to test two if statements, right? I could take this if statement and I could put it in here, right? Now what this will do is if this is true, it'll go inside and then it'll test this. If this is true, then it'll finally execute this code, right? And this will work the same. Compile. Pause, and it runs. It says hey. Perfectly fine. Now this setup does take up a bit of code. You can actually condense this into one if statement. So I'm going to get rid of this one if statement here. And instead here, I'm going to write if true is true and true. Okay? So what this is going to do is it's going to look at this first part, see if it's true, and look at this part and see if it's true. And if both of these are true, then it'll execute, right? Just like our if statement where we had one if statement, if it's true, it executed, and the other if statement, if it's true, it executed, right? And I'm using true right now just because it's easy to execute, but let's do the same thing here. So let's say if int number equals 5, right? So if number is greater than 0 and number is less than 5. Less than 5, let's go less than 10. So if our number is greater than but not equal to 0 and our number is less than but not equal to 10, we can compile this and we can run it and we'll get hey, right? Because our number is less than 0 and our number is less than 10, right? Makes sense. Now there is another option besides and, right? Where both of these have to be true for the if statement to execute. It's called an or statement. And it uses a symbol you probably don't really use on your keyboard. And that is, you know how there's a backslash? Well, if you hold shift and hit backslash, you get these really big lines. That is the or statement. So what this does is if number is greater than 0 or number is less than 10, this will execute, right? Now this will execute for literally any number, right? So I'll save it and I'll compile it, right? And we'll run it. And then we get hey. So because our number is greater than 0 and our number is less than 10, both of these are true, it executes. Now, if I say 20, then we can do compile and we can run and we get hey. Well, number is greater than 0, it is 20, but it is not less than 10. But because we use or here, number is greater than 0, so that's true, and this is false. But because we have or, only one of them has to be true for the if statement to execute. And since this one is true, it executes. Simple and easy, right? So I think that's going to do it for this episode. Hopefully that explains some things. So now you can make more complex if statements. You can even chain these together. So we have or, and then have or number is less than 5, and then you could even put these in parentheses here. And then you can do like and number equals 5. You know, just you can put these together, have these away. So this will do this, and this whole statement will be true if one of these is true. And then if this is true, we'll get that and. So these both have to be true. So if we say 5 here, this would execute because 5 is greater than 0 and 5 is less than 10. So this is true and this is true. And since one of these is at least true, this whole statement will become true. And since our number is equal to 5, then this will execute. We compile, we run, we get hey, right? So you can make pretty complex if statements. So yeah, guys, comment, rate, subscribe, and thanks for watching.